Maison Alhambra's Infini Rose versus Lattafa's Amethyst. Now, let me tell you, for those of us who buy and wear Arabic fragrances, that is a question. That is a big question. Which one is best? Do I need both if I already have Amethyst? Because many of us interested in Infini Rose already have Amethyst. And we are curious to know how it differs from Amethyst. Is it redundant to have both? How do they differ? Now, those are all questions that I'm hoping to answer in this video. We're not going to be talking about how they compare in relation to what it is they're trying to dupe, which is Initia's Atomic Rose. We're just purely going to be discussing these two fragrances. When we get Atomic Rose, it's only then that we're going to discuss how close they get to the original. Without wasting any more time, my name is Tabby. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. If at any point you like what it is that I'm saying, please hit that like button. Alright, I'm going to start with Amethyst by Lattafa. I've had this the longest in my collection. I think we're coming on to a year since I brought this on. And this to me smells like a mixed berry jam because it smells more to me like berries than it does rose. But it is a rose fragrance, so but just stay with me here. This smells to me like a mixed berry jam that has been cooked in the fire. And you know, anytime that you cook anything in the fire, it's always going to take on a bit of that smoky character to it, depending, of course, on how you've prepared your fire. Imagine applying that smoky jam on a piece of toast that has been slightly charred. You know when you cook toast, then you leave it on the toaster for too long, or you have your toaster on too high that it burns the toast, and then you realize that actually it's not that bad. I can still use this, and you take a knife out, you scrape it off, you continue using it. This is what this one smells like to me. It smells like a smoky mixed berries jam applied on a slightly charred piece of toast. This rose to me is fluffy, it is airy, it is jammy, it is sweet, if that even makes sense. But it's also very smoky. Anyone that doesn't like oud or smoke in their fragrances is going to be able to clock that there's oud in this. You cannot miss the smoke in this. But you're also not going to have a cloud around you that has people repellent or not wanting to come close to you because you smell like fire. It's not that type of rose. It's not that type of smoke. It is pronounced, but it's elegantly done, in my opinion. Now, where Amethyst is smoky jam applied on a slightly charred piece of toast, Infini Rose is French toast cooked on the stove top, served with a berry compote and a side of fresh cream. Now, a berry compote is a balance of the sweet and sour, and I do get a bit of a zesty element to this fragrance, and I'm guessing that's coming from the bergamot. And when I spray this, I do get something that tingles my nose, and I'm guessing that is from the spiciness of the pink pepper. However, the vanilla in this help bring both those zesty and spicy elements together harmoniously to give you a rose that is creamy, that is slightly fresh, and spicy. Now, when it comes to performance, I find Amethyst to be a little beastly for the first 2 hours, but then it comes down a lot. And that smoke also subsides a bit, but it maintains that smoky character to it. Again, if you don't like smoke, don't buy this because it's not even going to go away completely in the dry down. And then Infini Rose by Maison Alhambra is a decent projector, but it is very long lasting. I think you can get 2-3 days max on clothes and with moderate projection even after the first day. I do not apply my fragrances on skin, so I do not test fragrance and performance on skin. Just bear that in mind. Do you need both of these fragrances in your collection? The simple answer is no. I have both, and I don't think that I have a use for both. But because I started with Amethyst, that's how I ended up with both. But had had Infini Rose been out at the time when I bought Amethyst, I wouldn't have bought Amethyst because, again, I do not like smoke. If you are like me, you don't like smoke, don't buy Amethyst. You're not going to like it. You will clock it immediately and you're not going to enjoy the fragrance. Pick up Infini Rose. But if you can write a 50-page dissertation on Amethyst because you love it that much, and you don't care that Infini Rose is out, you're just curious about it, you would only buy it because you are curious, let me tell you, it's going to bore you because Infini Rose is not as adventurous and as explorative as Amethyst is. I think people who like Amethyst and sing the praises of Amethyst are not going to find much pleasure in Infini Rose. If smoky jam on a slightly charred piece of toast speaks to you, appeals to you, then pick up Amethyst. But if you want something more creamy with a bit more depth, then pick up the French toast served with the berry compote and a serving of fresh cream. You cannot go wrong with either one of these fragrances. My personal preference though is Infini Rose because of the reasons that I've stated, that I do not like oud. I hope that answered all your questions as far as these two are concerned. If you have any more questions, please leave them down in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Like this video, and thank you so much for joining me, everybody.